Now let's bring in Fox News contributor Liz Peek, who is live on set to discuss this with us. Liz, the talk of a rate cut and what's suggested by Jay Powell versus what we need. And by the way, to remind everyone, it's the Board of Governors that makes this decision. We tend to put this as its Fed chair, but it's the Board of Governors.
Although typically the governors do go along with the Fed chair. It's pretty, in fact, the last meeting there were 2 dissenters, and that was like totally shocking to everybody. I think they will cut, obviously. I think they will cut by 25 basis points, just because anything more than that signals that they have been too late.
But what do we need?
It'd be great to see a 50 basis point cut. I think the job market is weakened, and I also think that there's been far too little discussion about the housing market. Young families can't afford homes. And what you've had, because they had such a big ramp up in rates post-COVID, down and then up, you have this sort of stultified real estate market where people don't want to give up low interest cost mortgages. They don't want to move, so there's very little supply, and yet there's gigantic demand. So usually when mortgage rates are so high, you have prices come down. That really hasn't happened this time. So the affordability is worse than it's ever been in our country's history. That's very tough on young families. We need lower mortgage rates for sure.
And so far we've seen, the talking point of, tariffs is the justification for not lowering interest rates. Does that pass the smell test?
Well, no, I mean, I actually think Chris Waller's made a very strong case, as have others, that central banks around the world review tariffs or regard tariffs as a one-step increase in prices, not an ongoing inflationary push like the enormous amount of spending that we had under Joe Biden. When you throw trillions and trillions of dollars into an already heating up economy, you create inflation, too much demand for too little goods. Tariffs doesn't work that way, and so I don't think that's a good justification for holding rates steady.
But we're in a different environment now, and that's why I wonder. The uncertainty can be an advantage and it can be a disadvantage. In the past, we've seen presidents threaten or cave, and that's what it's been, right? Mostly cave, for that matter. In the case of Biden, he kept some tariffs where they were. Why? Because they're effective. So do you think there's a little bit of a baked in, or is it more the uncertainty of Trump's tariff strategy?
Well, I think the tariff strategy, first of all, the rollout was not very good. And there was a lot of confusion about where the rates would where the tariffs would finally end up. I think for a lot of small businesses in particular, that was really difficult. So I think you've had hiring on pause as companies begin to try and figure all this out. They readjust their supply chains and stuff. I think there's a good chance. I am actually very bullish about this foreign investment coming into the country, people resourcing manufacturing to the United States. I think that will all play out. As Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, has said, between now and the end of the year, I think we'll see a resurgence in hiring. It's just that right now the market's weak, and I think the people, you've seen a lot of surveys showing people are becoming increasingly uncomfortable with the employment situation. Let's give those people a boost. Let's restore the confidence and also small business confidence so they begin to hire again.
And hopefully that happens. We want to move on to this as well. So New York Governor Kathy Hochul caving, officially endorsing Zohran Mamdani for mayor, writing in an op-ed for the New York Times this: "In the past few months, I've had frank conversations with him. We've had our disagreements. But in our conversations, I heard a leader who shares my commitment to a New York where children can grow up safe in their neighborhoods and where opportunity is within reach for every family." Liz, she also says that they discuss combating anti-Semitism. This is a guy with Zohran Mamdani whose policies would bankrupt the city of New York, who has said that he wants to defund police, and who has also said that he wants to globalize the Intifada.
I think there's so many things wrong with this guy. And Kathy Hochul, look, Kathy Hochul is a political animal. She moves with the wind and with the polling. And right now she's being primaried by her lieutenant governor, Antonia Delgado, from the left. So she knows that she's going to lose Manhattan possibly and lose New York City to Delgado. And so she is trying desperately to all of a sudden appeal to the young voters who are on Mamdani's camp. So you know Delgado is going to come out and endorse Mamdani. So I think she's trying to offset that. But meanwhile, she is cratering in the rest of the state. I think this opens the door for Elise Stefanik. I'm very excited that she may run for governor, because at the end of the day, Mamdani will be kept within bounds by a Republican governor. That's about the only way we are going to keep this guy with reasonable policies, because the governor can veto a lot of stuff.
Well, from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, no
Seriously.
Yeah, we don't have enough
No
time
kidding.
to get me in on
Jeez.
this one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we've only got a 1 hour show.